Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video, I thought we could continue the Fresh Start Back to Basics guide series, and in this one, I wanted to talk about weapon leveling. This is a very important part of New World that has been for a long time, almost since launch, been done sort of wrong. In the beginning, before any of us were level 60, we all thought that we knew what was best. Many content creators posted guides on where to level your weapons fast while leveling your character, me among them, like Boar's Home for example. But then, when we started to hit level 60, we started seeing the mistakes we had made. That, combined with all the changes to the game, the map, and to the spawns, I thought it would be a great time to make a refresher, so when we hit Fresh Start, we can make the most of it. So let's just get into it. So first, let's start this off by saying leveling weapons for the sake of leveling them before you hit level 60 is a huge waste of time and effort. The reason for this is simple. When you are pre-level 60, the amount of weapon experience you receive for killing a creature scales based on the level of your character in relation to the level of the creature you are killing. So if you are level 30, for example, you won't get much at all in terms of weapon experience for killing a level 20 creature. Now, when you hit 60 though, this changes, and suddenly the creatures that only one level ago gave very little weapon experience suddenly give a decent amount. So my advice, and what I believe to be the proper way to do it, is to just play the game while leveling. You will gain passive weapon experience and levels for killing the quest monsters as you go, so don't worry about it. Then, when you hit 60, now is the time to focus on things like weapon experience, so you can set your builds in order. So, let's just say you're 60 and ready to get to work. Now, where do we go? Deadman's Cove used to be the place for many to level their weapon. However, in Brimstone Patch, this has changed, and no longer is it a good place to level weapons. So where do we go now? Well, I will now share some of my favorite places that I've used in the past as well as recently to max my greatsword. So first, let me explain why I choose these places, so maybe to better help you to choose places I may not have mentioned to get the most out of your time. When deciding where you want to level your weapons, the factors that you need to consider are the level of the creatures you are killing, as well as the density of the spawns to aid in the speed of killing. The respawn time, because as we know, not everything spawns at quite the same rate, and in some cases, what weapon we are leveling. The sweet spot for leveling weapons in terms of creature level seems to be between 40 and 50. In this range, the creatures give almost the max weapon experience per kill, only slightly less than a 60, yet can be killed in basically one shot. So you see, this will offer the fastest and smoothest pass to max your weapon skill. So, let's now get to the locations. First, to the Great Cleave, to the Defiler Excavation. This location has long been one of my favorites. The creatures in these mines here are great. In the mines, they spawn in large packs allowing you to pull many at a time, and respawn very quickly. You can max a weapon here in only a few hours. And, while you're here, there are some other benefits. Platinum and gold spawns in here in large supply, so this will allow you to gather while you're here also, making the most profit for your time, especially now with gold bars being needed in the creation of rune glass gems. Now, as a sort of honorary mention, I would like to mention that very nearby we have the Sunder Fort. This is also an amazing spot for leveling weapons, but it really only shines when leveling ranged weapons. The mobs here are mostly ranged, and they spawn up on the walls, but if leveling a ranged weapon, you can exploit this. You can stand in the middle of the fort, and just turn shooting one shot each mob very quickly. But again, it's not the greatest spot if you're leveling something that's melee. Our next location is also great, and is also in the Great Cleave. The place we are talking about is the Misty Burroughs, found down here in Wayward Mounds. In this location, you will find lost type creatures, and you can run through the town, aggroing everything, then stopping and killing them all very easily. Then repeat. It's not an overly complicated thing, but it works. The next location, and one I am sure that you know, but I will mention for the newer players, is Channel View and Ocean View Post. This could easily be the absolute fastest place to level weapons. The only downfall here is that it's highly contested. But, if you can somehow find your way here at a time of day when there's few or no one here, you will max a weapon here in only a couple hours. How you do it is you start at one end of the camp, run through aggroing everything inside the camp, then stop at the gates at the opposite end and line of sight them out. They will run out in a huge pack piling up on top of you, then you kill them. Then after that, run to the other camp and repeat. By the time you have cleared the second camp, the first one will be ready again, and then you can repeat again. This creates a virtual chain of endless weapon experience. I can't even express how truly fast using this location can be. And our next location, again in Restless Shore, is Seele's Stake. This is a smaller location than you would expect, but it is unique. In this location, you can run around aggroing all of the lost here and then very easily kill them. What makes this location unique is the ridiculous short spawn time on the creatures. You can virtually pull endlessly here until your weapons are maxed. For our next location, we will be heading all the way down to Cutlass Keys. Here, we will go to the Stone Skull Fort. This is a Lost Elite location in the Lost tier, although Elite are not difficult to kill, offering 100 to 150 weapon experience per kill, so leveling your weapons here will go by very quickly, even faster if doing it in a group of 2. However, in a full group it will not be that great, because the weapon XP split will be just too small to be worthwhile. The added benefit to this location is it contains elite chests that offer a chance at great trophy mats and recipes, along with a rich star metal farm in the cave that offers a way to make some nice coin while you're here leveling your weapons. And now to my favorite location since Brimstone launch, Brightwood Isle in Brightwood. This elite area is amazing. The elites here offer massive amounts of XP per kill, yet are as easy to kill as any low-level creature, allowing you to pull very large groups and kill them in seconds, offering upwards of 1,000 to 1,500 experience per pull. You will have no trouble maxing your weapons here, and if you're in a hurry, this is the spot. Well guys, that's the list of the locations I recommend to level your weapons as fast as possible, but I feel like I would be making a terrible mistake if I didn't share one last thing. The way I generally use in truth, and the reason I never quit, the reason I still enjoy the game, and the reason I feel so many left the game early on last November. Too often in New World, and in all MMOs to be fair, people watch videos and look for the best, fastest way to do whatever they want to do. And I get it. I mean, I'm part of the problem really. But I can't stress enough, I make these guides for people to use on alt, or on their characters when maxed, not as a mode or avenue of progression. So to the point, the absolute best, most rewarding way to level weapons is by doing things you want to do. Things that offer profit or progress to your character, aside from the idle boredom of simple weapon leveling. For example, I completed the last 4 levels on my greatsword by farming lions in Brimstone. Not because it was the most efficient way, but because I wanted to. I enjoy skinning, and in the process, I made almost 20k coin. I gathered tons of the new red meat to make the new plus 40 strength food, and I sold them after crafting them. I also gathered tons of rare tier 5 hides, which I also sold. Going to some low-level zone for hours mindlessly and painfully killing things that offer nothing except weapon experience works, but I would have needed to farm these lions anyway, so why not level my weapons while I'm farming them? That's my main point. Play the game. Do what you want to do, the way you want to do it. Do not feel you have to let the game play you and send you doing things you find painfully boring and horrible. That is why people quit. That is why people complain about the grind. Just so everyone knows, all these games have a grind. That's kind of the whole point of an MMO. But the point is to grind something you want to grind, and it won't feel so bad. Okay guys, that's enough of my lecturing. Just wanted to say that at the end. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.